I'm gonna show you how to create one of the hottest ad placements right now on Facebook and Instagram ads. And if you haven't been living under a rock, you'll know that Instagram and Facebook has released Reels. Reels is what they are using to compete against TikTok. Now, Instagram released Reels, I believe it was last year, and now Facebook followed suit this year, and now you can create Reels on both platforms. Haven't heard this? Meta, Facebook and Instagram have lost users for the first time last quarter in the history of the company. So they are really seeing, TikTok starting to be a real competitor here. So what they've done is they've put a lot of emphasis on Reels, and now as advertisers, it's a great opportunity to jump on this trend and create some ads that work for these new placements. My name is Kevin Schrage. I am the CEO and founder of Brand Arrow. We are an ad agency helping businesses grow through high performance advertising. So let's get into it. Now, why is this so important right now to jump on the Reels ads placement? Well, for one, there is a lot of new placements right now, a lot of new inventory, I should say, on the Reels placements because they are pushing these really hard to the consumer. They want them to consume these Reels. And now there's not going to be ads to fill them because not a lot of advertisers haven't created Reels ads yet. They're still running either the image ads or the normal video ads. So what I've been seeing is actually Instagram and Facebook are actually pushing image ads onto Reels. Now, the thing is, if you're pushing an image ad onto Reels, the user's not going to get a great experience. Now, if you're showing a Reels ad on the Reels placements, the user's gonna have a much better experience, and Facebook and Instagram is gonna put a bigger priority to put your ad in front of everybody else's. So we've been running some Reels ads and seeing a ton of really good performance, way better than we've seen on either the single images or traditional video ads. So what I wanna do is I wanna talk about some of the requirements for Reels ads. I'm gonna show you how to create the Reels ads. And I also want to show you some of the things you should not do when you're creating Reels ads. So the first thing I want to talk about is some of the requirements for Instagram and Facebook Reels ads. Now, there is a little bit of difference between these two, so listen carefully. So if you want to run Reels ads on the Facebook platform at the time of this recording, you have to run them in 30 seconds or less. Now for Instagram, they are allowing 60 seconds or less. You can run a longer ad on Instagram. So to make this easy, you can just create an ad that's 30 seconds or less, and you can run them on both at the same time. The other big caveat to this is they really recommend the 9:16 ratio selfie or portrait mode videos, not the landscape videos. So the portrait mode videos, what you see on TikTok and Reels, record it in that format and you'll get higher priority to get put on the placement. So that is the two biggest things is make sure you record selfie mode and keep it 30 seconds or less on Facebook, 60 seconds or less on Instagram. Now, the thing is, you can actually place images and carousel images on the Reels ads, I believe only on Instagram right now, but the user's not gonna get a great experience there, right? So they're gonna get inundated with this ad, it's gonna be annoying, and they're gonna just swipe right away. So that's why it's so important to create these Reels ads actually in the video format that they recommend, so that way you get priority on the placements and you'll get way better performance on your ads. So the other thing that you should do when you're creating these Reels ads is to make them like a Reels ad. So if you've been on TikTok or you've seen Reels, you'll notice that there's a lot of fun things, a lot of music in the background. This is kind of how the whole thing started, was creating videos over top of audio or music. So it's gonna be, you should think about adding some fun music in the background. You don't want to make sure it's not licensed. And really the best way to do it is just scroll through Reels or TikTok and find out what's trending right now. And there's actually some software, there's some apps out there that will show you what's trending right now on TikTok. It's probably the better place to look because that's where everybody's at. Find out what's trending and then just create a video like that for your product or service, and just make sure it can work with your product or service, and then upload it onto the ads manager. Now, when you're uploading these ads onto the ads manager platform, right now you can only run these for conversions, reach, traffic, video views, brand awareness, and app installs. If you're not running on one of those campaign objectives, you can't run those ads. Not a big deal because most people are running conversion ads if they're doing it right, and some, maybe the traffic or video views. So make sure you're not running in these other campaign objectives or you won't be able to run those on the Reels. Now, if you want to run these ads strictly on Reels only, you can go into your manual placements and select Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels and only run it on the Reels placements. What I recommend doing is testing this. So put it on automatic placements and let them run everywhere and let Facebook and Instagram decide what's the best place for them. And then take one and run it just manually to Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. You can separate the two, but I would never just run them strictly on the Reels placement only. These are actually very engaging ads, especially in stories. They work great on stories as well. So don't restrict them too much just to run on Reels. Now, what not to do. I already talked about some of this stuff, but I want to emphasize on a few things. You do not want to use licensed music because ads will get rejected. So you can't use licensed music. So you got to be careful with that one. I know that's the popular thing to do on Reels and TikTok videos, but can't use licensed music. Again, like I said, don't restrict the placements, test that, do automatic placements, and then you can also test the manual placements if you feel to do so. Another thing I talked about, and this is really important, don't film in landscape mode. This seems pretty obvious, but I just want to make sure everybody knows. Portrait style, selfie style mode where your video is vertical. The other thing I want to talk about is take a look at Reels ads and see how they show up in, you can see this in Ads Manager on preview or how they're going to show up on the newsfeed, but there is text at the bottom and there's a button and stuff that overlay the ad itself. So you want to make sure that you're not putting information in that area that will cover up the Reels ad. So a lot of people do burnt-in captions. I think burnt-in captions are a great thing to do, but don't put it at the bottom. A lot of people are putting those kind of in the middle of the video. That's kind of a popular thing to do for those ads. So don't put it in a place where it's just going to get covered up. The entire screen is taken up, but there's overlays on the screen that will take over. One other thing that's really important when you're running Reels ads, you got to realize that people probably aren't going to read the copy. They're relying a ton on the audio and the visual in the Reels ads. So don't rely on the copy when you're creating these Reels, and make sure that your message for the ad is in the video itself. Also, try to make sure you end it with a strong call to action. You don't want to just entertain them, you want them to take action. So try to end it with a strong call to action. All right, so now I've convinced you that Reels ads are the way to go and they're the hottest thing in advertising right now. So get up, grab your phone and start recording some funny Reels. Honestly though, if you are not running Reels, I highly recommend scrolling through the Reels newsfeed on either Instagram or Facebook. Don't get addicted to it because it can be something that consumes a lot of time just by scrolling to the next video. But once you see the ads, it shows sponsor at the very bottom. Take a look at it. If it's catching your eye, maybe it's a template that you could use for your product or service. The cool thing about that is these are templates that can be reused over and over again for either different products or services or different clients, or you can add different people into the videos. But once you find a template that works really well, you can use it for many different ads, not just the one that you want to run right now. So I appreciate you watching this video. Hopefully I see you guys creating Reels very soon. Thanks for staying to the end. Appreciate you all.